In case of any follow-up question, you will always signal so that give you an opportunity to ask. Hakuna public.
Thank you. Machaita.
No problem, just
But now I go to Satam. Here. Sema ati white balance, ati wao wanaona kama iko yellow. No, white balance imeisha balance. Weka hivi basi tu. And this too. Ngoja, imekuwa sasa tena mbaya sana. Sawa. Kwa sawa hiyo. Kwa tu sawa, sijui kwa nini. Kwa sawa. Focus mtu mmoja. Wakili, elekeza kwa wakili wako. Wakili. Amepiga tena.
welcome, nominees. You have a seat. Honorable members, and the Secretariat, I now call this committee to order. Let's pray. Almighty God, we, in your wisdom and goodness, have appointed the officers of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Before we proceed, welcome the nominee. Now call upon the council, legal council, to administer the oath.
I, Dr. Matthew Etagadun, do solemnly swear that the information I shall give in this vetting, proof of hearing, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay. Welcome, Matthew. Honorable members and the Secretariat will do a bit of a round of introduction, and we'll start off with the Secretariat led by the lead clerk. Please, you can conduct the introduction of the Secretariat.
Chair, Assembly General, Senior Director of Peace Services, and allow the rest of the Secretary to make an introduction whatever they are. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Jacob Lokwe, Assistant Director for Legal Services and part of the Community Secretariat.
Yeah. Deputy Second is Ondio, Principal Research Officer of this committee.
Jenny Nyama, Assistant Commissioner.
Honorable Chair, my name is Esther Kisi, Deputy Director, Sergeant at Arms and Security Services.
Honorable Chair, my name is Pascal Evasit, Assistant Director, Hansard Services.
James Rite, Chief Sergeant at Arms.
Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti, langu jina ni Dr. Evans, afisa wa mawasiliano kwa umma.
Thank you very much. Because the Secretariat Then we have the honorable members. So I'm Edukon Stephen Ekamais, the MCA for Turkana Ward, and chair for this session on appointment. Holding brief for the Speaker of the County Assembly of Turkana. Thank you. The rest of the members can introduce themselves.
Chair, Olid, Muni, Oni, Obey Vincent Paul, MCA of Children, the leader of minority in Turkana County Assembly, member of this committee. Thank you.
Morning, Honorable Chair, our nominee, our able secretariat. My name is Nakira Patrick, MCA for Kairis. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Williams, Valetwa, MCA Katibu, and also the Chief Whip, and I am a member of this committee.
Chair, my name is Honorable Ruth Ewan, Special Elect, Turkana Central.
Morning. My name is Escapete Temana, Special Elect, Turkana North, Lesson Ward, friend to this committee. Thank you.
I'm Honorable Dr. Sebuso Okala, from Turkana South, Turkana Watch. I just can't wait to watch this meeting.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, the nominee and my colleagues. My name is Honorable Rebecca Ipai Lamole, Special Elect to Lima Sub-County, Deputy Minority Whip. I'm a member of the Appointment Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Good morning, everyone. I'm Honorable Michael Kidenyo, the MCA for Kalokol. I'm a member of the Appointments Committee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, honorable members, for the introduction. And welcome, Dr. Matthew. This is the committee on appointment that is going to take you through a number of questions. We will not be interviewing you, but we will be vetting you. We are covered under Section 44 and 58 of the County Government Act. So you will be answering questions asked by the honorable members. And you have been provided with a pen and paper. So if you wish to write something on the paper, you will always do so when you're preparing to answer questions. So in case of any clarity you demand from members, always ask the questions whenever you want to get clarity. Don't just ignore, because you might do a confusion when it comes to handling the questions. So maybe to the general public, you are required to maintain a bit of silence at all times, no clapping, no thumping, and avoid unnecessary movement. That is to the general public. So our excited term is under strict instructions to remove or throw out any member of the public who flouts the instructions from the precincts of the County Assembly. So these proceedings are live in our County Assembly Facebook and YouTube channels. So to the nominee again, anything you wish to be clarified before beginning the exercise, you will always ask. And so we will be asking you questions that are related to the assignments you have been given. So I will ask the first question, and whenever you will be asked a question, you need to listen, you don't interrupt, just as the usual norms for any panel. So you will adhere to that and until we finish the session. So I will start with the first question, that kindly introduce yourself to the committee, outlining your academic qualifications, professional journey, and any relevant achievements that prepare you for the chairperson of selection panel for recruitment of secretary and board of members to the County Public Service Board.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, and the honorable members of the County Assembly, seated here, the Public Appointment Committee. Thank you, the Secretary too. I am called Dr. Matthew Etabo Edum. I come from Lezon Ward, from Turkana North. I am a married man with 4 children. I am academic, an agricultural researcher, and a senior manager, a consultant on agriculture, climate change adaptation, and community resources. I started my educational journey back in 1987 in Catherwood Primary for 8 years, where in 1994 I completed with a score of 456, proceeded to Katilu Boys Secondary School in 1995, up to 1998, and scored a B-. From there, I got a chance to go to Egerton University, it's a long journey, for a diploma in agricultural education and extension. And I got a higher credit. Thereafter, of course, in between working here and there, I will explain it during my experience, employment experience component. I moved to do my degree in agriculture and human ecology. The component of human management came in. That was between 2011 up to end of 2013. The natural years, January up to December in each year. Thereafter, I got a scholarship with the Irish Aid, moved to Kenyatta University, and did my research for a master's degree in agronomy between 2016 up to 2019, when I graduated with a Master of Science in Agronomy. It's a component of agricultural science. Thereafter, between 2021 up to 2024, I proceeded to the University of Kiel in northern Germany, where I worked tirelessly as a research fellow, academic in the lab, and outside the lab, what we call in vivo and ex vivo agricultural experiments, and scored a good in a PhD, and I was given a professional honor of Doctor of Agriculture. That is my journey. But again, On top of it, I have also done some professional courses. One on senior management with Vantage Africa under the tutelage of NITA, National Industrial Training Authority. Therefore, I am a senior manager. I am pursuing monitoring and evaluation and learning. Also in Kenyatta University currently, the next 1 month I will be through. Actually, in all those educational lines, in addition to my registration as an agricultural professional and researcher, senior management courses, and experiences that I will show later, I have always been a manager. Therefore, an opportunity of being a chairperson is unwarranted, and I appeal to the committee to offer me the chance. With my experiences, I have worked tirelessly for over 21 years, both the government service and in the humanitarian setting. From 2004 up to 2006, I worked as a registration officer for the defunct Electoral Commission of Kenya in Turkana North, where at some point in 2005, during the referendum, I worked as an assistant returning officer. That was a rare opportunity that time, but I competed beyond compare with all the Kenyans who applied. Delivered the exercise successfully. Thereafter, between 2008 up to 2009, I worked as a field monitor for World Vision. And in all those instances, I was chairing projects, constituting committees, and offering overall leadership in food management and supply and distribution to vulnerable people in Turkana. 2010, I got an opportunity as an agriculture supervisor, again a leadership position, with Solidarity International in Kerio Division, where I exercised my role, supervising staff, supervising beneficiaries. All those instances, I was chairing the project activities. Then I proceeded from 2010 to 2013. Actually, from 2010 up to 2015, I entered into the public service as an agriculture officer. Then I proceeded after a year, 2012, I became a district extension and training officer. Then later in 2013, I became an agribusiness and marketing officer. And then later, I became a district agricultural officer. And in all those instances, I have always been blessed to be the head. Therefore, I was offering overall leadership, being an AIE holder, and always giving support to junior staff and chairing all meetings where it was necessary. Later on, in 2016, I moved to African Development, United States African Development Foundation, given the charge as a project enterprise manager for nationalized irrigation project along Chapel River here in Turkana Central. I was chairing, I was leading, I was guiding, I was taking care of resources, I was managing. Thereafter, in 2016, I was given an opportunity as a program manager for Locado, in charge of energy and environment sector in Kapun. And I was again in charge of money, in charge of the sector, and most of the project officers and coordinators were under me, and I delivered as a team leader. Later on, between 2018 up to 2020, September, I worked as a natural resource management labor intensive public works key expert. Again, I was chairing, leading a sector with SOPA International. That is what saw the setting of structures and formation of committees for the KWIP in Turkana West. Then, as a consultant, a senior manager, I handed over around 36 community development project plans to the coordination team that was domiciled in the office of the county commissioner in Turkana West. That is coordination team that was in charge of KWIP in government. Later, I was blessed again. I got an appointment as an advisor to a cabinet secretary in the headquarters, Ministry of Mining and Petroleum, for 2 years from 2020 up to the end of 2021. Again, was vested with a mandate to be the chair of the 3 advisors within the ministry. There was an advisor for legal services, it's an advisor for mining and extractives, and I was advisor for community engagements and grievances redress. Again, as the chairperson, and then as the worker, I was spearheading issues of addressing peaceful, addressing peace and ensuring communities that were conflicting on resources in mining sites across the country, that they could get amicable solutions. So there as well, I was chairing and offering leadership. I think that is the journey of my education and experiences that give me a real aspect of being the most qualified for this position. And I therefore pray to this committee to give me a chance to chair this country.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew, for that journey. What you have indicated to us is that you have a bias in natural resources. I wanted you to briefly give or narrow it to, now that you will be the chairman of the select panel that is going to recruit the CEO, the commissioners, the county public service board. I wanted you to narrow it so that you narrow it to some bit of managerial relevance to the selection panel of recruitment. How are you going to be relevant now that we will not be recruiting natural resources personnel? We are now, you will be recruiting the secretary of the board and the commissioners of the county public service board. It will not be issues of agriculture now. How are you going to handle it? Now that you have justified your academic journey properly, how are you going to handle this one with some bit of relevance and human resource?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Chairman of the Public Appointments Committee. The basis of my leadership that I will potentially offer is a distinction between the natural order and the supernatural order. There are 2 orders. The supernatural order, we have God. And we have the natural order, we have human beings and other resources. All of them are natural resources. And being an expert that you've already acknowledged, Honorable Chair, and biased towards natural resources management, I confirm that we are all natural resources and we require a manager. The only difference is that human beings in the order or the hierarchy of natural resources is at incredible level. And this is what I'm going to handle. based on the fact that I understand in my degree when I handle agriculture and human ecology, the aspect of human ecology qualifies me directly because a human being requires food for survival of the cells in his life. That is first. Secondly, having been a manager for all those times, and considering the fact that I have already informed you that we are human beings, these are officers who are going to deliver, people who will be in charge of delivering the public service, the civil servants to this county. Really, if there is a time, I will need to move with an Achilles heel as fast as a deer to give this county the best. It is this time. I need to apply human ecology. I need to apply my senior management course. I need to apply my leadership skills as always the head. I have always been the head. You know, head of a family, head of all institutions I have come in, and always the rest have to come after me. So that means, as a head, which I am used to, I will definitely direct the panel as appropriately required, so that we deliver the best for this county.
Thank you. Let me move to the second question. The second question is, what is your worth? Your net worth. That is your sources of income. That is the current and the anticipated. Maybe you can answer that question.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. I am considerably worthy. My worth of the pieces of land I have goes up to 13 million within the municipality of Loro. And then my housing project, my apartments goes for 10 million. And then my vehicles go for 4.5 million. And then my 2 residential houses, one goes for 10 million, not yet complete. It's a 7-bedroom house. Already invested 8.9 million inside. And then the current one, a 2-bedroom house, go for 2.5, approximately to 3. I have a land in Kataboy around 30 acres. It can go probably at the market price around 4 to 5, around 3 to 4 million. So in all, in total, probably 35 million, not so much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So let me call upon Honorable Vincent Seloubi to ask the nominee the question.
Thank you, Chair. I think before I ask the question, I want to join the leader of majority for welcoming our nominee, Turkana County Assembly, Peter Tuong. I think I will go straight to my question. How does your experience, skills, and competence fit into the position you have been nominated to? What professionals and leadership experience qualifies you to chair such high-stake selection process? Chair, I will ask the nominee, because he has already highlighted some his work experience, to be brief on this, because I know we still have so many questions to be asked. Thank you, Chair.
Proceed.
Yeah, Honorable Chair and committee member, Honorable Board. It is real. I have already successfully explained my experience in the first question. so deep that probably to make some additions on it. Just as I said, that for 21 years, I have worked always as the head. And all that leadership requires is experience, even if it means by apprenticeship, even for someone who has not really got formal education. They're really very good leaders, which I really, who actually I acknowledge everywhere in this county. I am really persuaded with all confidence that since I have been managing human resources officers under my charge for 21 years, even in lecture halls as I teach currently, and as a consultant. Even during, because I'm a very good fundraising proposal writer, that has always given me an opportunity for consultants, that have always given me an opportunity to head others. So I'm sure that all those experiences that are tangible and intangible, seen and unseen, give me the chance and you'll be able to see the output at the end of it all. Secondly, I want to say that the senior management course I did, and being a manager also for other students when I was in Germany as a representative of others, I always shared. Then again here in this case, I know, just as the chairman has indicated earlier, the relevance is that there are so many acts that are really guiding us for this process. It is a so serious process, so serious that if aired, it can bring disaster. Can bring disaster. So I am determined, really, by small and large, putting all that synergy together for my experiences for 21 years, as always a leader and a head of others, and the senior management course I have done, and the academic grandeur, the degrees I have and what I've done, I am sure I will deliver to my best. Of course, I need to find a way of solving grievances, but again, it does not necessarily mean that you can only be a good leader if you force the panel to accept what you want. I am free. I'll give you an opportunity to give a contrary opinion. If at the end of it all, after recruitment, we have to write a report, I'm just giving this for instance, and somebody decides that she or he is of a contrary opinion, the person can be given an opportunity to write a contrary report. It's always good to think differently. We call it differential thinking, and people can compare. I know at some point in my life, there was a time, a panel of people who were in charge of me and others had identified one of the officers to be incorrigible, somebody who cannot be corrected. What happened is that one of the heads decided to write a parallel different report. Then, and me, who was of course a leader, I decided we write a report that was agreed by the rest. We submitted all of them to the head, and it was good that he informed the head of a different opinion. A contrary opinion is always good. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Very well.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. Let me usher in Honorable William Etubon to ask the next question, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I must admit that I've gone through the nominees survey, and it was very fascinating going through it. And I'm also touched by the fact that he is qualified and he is experienced in the area of my interest, that is agriculture. Altogether, I have a very brief question for you, Dr. Matthew. One, you have gone through your CV and you have explained a lot. How has your professional experience exposed you to public service management and ethical decision making? I believe you have understood. How has your professional experience exposed you to public service management and ethical decision making? Part 2, what specific lessons from your career do you consider most relevant for engaging, for managing a fair and credible recruitment process? Part B, I repeat, what specific lessons from your career do you consider most relevant for managing a fair and credible recruitment process? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Through the chair, the Honorable Etuban, for recognizing the depth, the vastness, the richness of my curriculum vitae. It is a recipe of its own. Thank you. Your questions, I can handle them one by one, as you've asked. The work ahead of me is a burden to carry, because probably when you approve me, there is a likelihood of many calls coming to me. And it is the experience you've asked me to explain that can allow me, guide me to deliver the best of the best. This time around, it is the best of the best. It is not just best. When I was working in the civil service, and the first part of the civil service in government was between 2010 up to 2015. The second part of the civil service is between 2019 and 2021. First one, I led sectors here in Turkana. And there were always opportunities to recruit staff, especially casual staff. And also, the NGO world could tap, especially for those projects that were biased towards agriculture and natural resources. I could be incorporated into recruitment of staff, considering the fact that the NGOs who are going to recruit them, It's a promotion. But I am sure the hierarchy or the executive, the appointing authority that saw my potential may have gone through my CV, may have gone through my capacity, even in the internet and in books. I have also been gazetted a number of times by the government of Kenya, taking positions with leadership recruitment. The worst of it all was when I was an assistant returning officer in Turkana during the referendum. You can imagine that huge number of people, thousands and thousands in Kakuma regions, and I was in charge of staffing. You can imagine. It could even go into fighting. But this one, we've been coded with civilization these days, especially after revolution, where we have our own parliament doing our own things. You can imagine. So I am sure if that one was like that, always. 2004, the same, important. Recruiting for Kibish, it was for Kibish division that time. And then again, 2006, 2005 was the last. And I'm very sure a number of you, especially who I took another, were my presiding officers that time. So I'm sure carrying that heavy load into this one, with the templates and guides from the law, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Code of Regulations of Civil Service, and from Public Appointments Act 2012, and from the Government, Local Government, County Governments Act 2017. And that synergized with my personal abilities and other experiences, especially at the highest level as an advisor to a cabinet secretary. You can imagine working with senators and members of parliament that time, preparing important notes for a cabinet secretary to address others. You can bear me witness as members of this house that it is a heavy task, and I am sure I will carry all those experiences to give myself the best of the best for this country. Thank you so much. The lessons learned. Honorable through the chair, could you please again repeat that question?
Okay, thank you. I think you have correctly answered those questions. Because of time, I think we need to proceed with the rest.
Thank you so much.
That question is already you have answered.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mario, for those answers. Then at this phase, maybe if there are any follow-up questions, Any follow-up questions? No follow-up questions. At this juncture, I will call upon Honorable Nigel Patrick to ask the next question.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Chair. The Honorable Chair, I think my question to the nominees one. Our nominee, Dr. Mario Tabo. My question is about the roles and responsibilities of this selection panel that you are going to chair. I want to believe from a few questions that you've responded from the honorable members or asked by the honorable members. According to me, the indicators are that things will always be good on your side. When you see the Honorable Erdogan, in a class we have students of people who are, them or they cannot. If you see him not nodding, the indicators are good. That is, I'm sorry from this end. So the roles and responsibilities now is my colleague. I like him because he's a literature student. So the roles and the roles of the responsibilities of the selection panel that you're going to chair. You can always highlight a few and life will continue. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Through the chair, Honorable Chairman, the Honorable the question. I know that the panel in charge of recruitment of the Chief Executive Officer or the Secretary of the Public Service Board and the Public Service Board are numerous, but I can highlight a few as you just guided, Honorable Chair. Among them include one, to advertise for, or let me say, set the standards that become the requirements and the qualification for the public to apply. These two. Two, advertising for the positions of the CEO and that of the public board, to the county public service board members. Three, inviting the shortlisted candidates for the interviews with appropriate times and venues indicated. Four, interviewing the shortlisted candidates for these positions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matthew. I think the Honorable Chair is here a few, so let's not waste time. If you tell someone like time to enlist, then that is enough.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. It is because of time. We are being tested by time, and that is why we would have allowed you to continue, but we have seen you are on the right track, so you can save us some minutes on that question. Then,
thank you.
Maybe let me usher in Honorable Michael Epem to ask the next question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, before I ask the question, allow me first of all to appreciate the confidence and the composure of Matthew in answering questions. You know, you also say this is, we all know this is vetting, it's not interview. So we want to appreciate your confidence.
Thank you.
The question is, recruitment of county public service board members requires evaluation of leadership, ethics, and professional skills. What criteria will guide your panel in shortlisting and interviewing candidates? So in the first question, there are a few things you said that goes with this second question, but there is always uniqueness in answers on different questions. I think that is the reason why we are asking the second question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, through the chair. If you don't mind, Honorable Apem, repeat it for me, the first part of it.
It says the recruitment of county public service board members requires evaluation of leadership, ethics, and professional skills.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable now?
Yes, I am comfortable.
I can also rephrase or repeat.
Yeah, maybe for further understanding, but what I've understood is that it's asking the evaluation criteria for leadership skills and ethics that can be set by the panel to recruit the public board members and the secretary of the board. Actually, a template will be developed first on leadership skills based on the chapter 6, whereby we will require, we will check on a number of issues, including if somebody has done a senior management course to prove, and secondly, the vastness of leadership roles that required management of human resources and other resources will be another criteria through the chair, Madam. Another one is integrity. That means they will have to submit clearance from Ethics and Corruption Commission, and also we will have to check on the conduct from police clearance as one of the criteria listed for somebody to pass, to be shortlisted first, not for interview. That will further be confirmed during the interview. Others include past records that can be had, because some cases are handled on hearsay, which may lead into, through the veracity of the person who will be shortlisted to be interviewed. So all those, including highest levels of education also, where somebody, when somebody interacts with research, it is different, So sometimes we might indicate a degree or a master's is an added advantage, to distinguish others from others, Otherwise, we cannot have other criteria sometimes on that. We will not consider religion as a criteria because of diversity of religions. We will not consider friendship. I would opt to bring in the issue of friendship not considered inside if it has not been brought. Because I am very sure that friends will say, there is a job for them. No, it's a job for the public service and for the people. So we also want to know from the writings in the CV. CV will tell you, CV and the cover letter speaks, because when somebody speaks in the cover letter, speaks, the real person speaks. If somebody has ever had a leadership role also can be considered or not. There are some peculiar roles. For example, somebody cannot have a degree, for example, or maybe has a degree and not experiences here, but maybe he's experienced in his own business, in the private sector. He's experienced equally as somebody who has worked in the public service, Those are some of the criteria that can be brought in, of course, together with ethical questions, morality questions that we will develop in the template to ensure that it will, in recruiting or in shortlisting, and finally in recruiting the members of the board. Thank you. That's pretty first through the chair.
Thank you. I think that has been handled. The next question by Honorable William Etubon.
Thank you, Chair. Through the chair, Dr. Martin, in past county recruitments, there are allegations of corruption and nepotism. How would you address such challenges in this process? Part 2. How do you plan to ensure the process withstands legal scrutiny in case of positions, just in case of petitions or challenges in court? I repeat, in past county recruitments, there are allegations of corruption and nepotism. How would you address such challenges in this process? How do you plan to ensure the process withstands legal scrutiny in case of petitions or challenges in court? I believe you have understood.
Yes, through the chair, Honorable everyone. These are two questions together. I am sure corruption and nepotism, favoritism, is it is a societal question. It is a societal and ethical question, especially in Kenya and in Africa. It takes time to address. One time when I was interviewed for the chairmanship of the Public Service Board recently in March, which I will use that kind of question to respond to the same. One, in my tenure as the chairman, I already have my resources. During my first time with the panel, the bylaws will be set based on the Constitution 2010, Constitution of Kenya. There is a full chapter on leadership roles, chapter 6. You don't compromise the public service, you don't compromise your leadership role because of bribes like money. You know, I have also heard about that. We will set a bylaw that thou shalt not receive, shall be the 11th commandment of God. Thou shalt not receive any money, any resource in cash or in kind, the 11th commandment. So we will carry a whole Bible to our panel.
Order, Dr. Matthew, yes. You want to alter the Bible? Because you are talking of the 11th commandment, when we know that we have only 10 commandments, and there is no way you can always alter any writings in the Bible. Maybe you can correct it and come out clear.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much for correcting me. Although I know the church came before the Bible, and it was canonically approved by the church. So,
proceed with the question.
Let me proceed, Honorable Chair. I was saying that we will set one of the bylaws is thou shalt not receive any bribe in cash, Honorable Chair, or in kind, in form of goods. Some people take plumberers, you know, as an incentive for recruitment. Shall not happen in my tenure as a chairperson. Secondly, I had already highlighted issues of nepotism earlier. Because the guidelines will be there, the template will be clear, as Honorable Appem had already asked me on matters of ethics and leadership criteria and skills. So, I really vow that there should be nothing coming along lines of nepotism, brotherhood, kinship. The positions will be open to all Kenyans clearly, and you apply, you are shortlisted, you are longlisted, you are shortlisted based on the clearly indicated, stated, and developed criteria. We shall not allow backwards to come in, and you will see it for yourself. The newspapers, and later on when we deliver our people, you will see it for yourself. Corruption has really been at the high in Kenya, and I'm sure Turkana is not spared for that. We will not allow it as a panel. We will not allow it at all. So again, I am sure we shall be sworn in, and we will stick to the vow of obedience, to the vow of integrity, to the vow of leadership to deliver our best. And the issue of legal scrutiny, I know everything has a legal implication. So that to be sure we don't suffer any legal deficit later on. Of course, we need to avoid things like corruption, nepotism, and do things procedurally. Develop our plan, go for induction, come and do advertisement, let the people apply for the job, we longlist the people, we recruit, and then but we discuss it appropriately every step, clearly indicated on what we are doing every day, and taking the photos and probably taking the audios and the videos of our deliberations, so that transparency and accountability is arrived at appropriately.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Matthew. How do you manage the interests of the appointing authority? Now that you are telling us you will be strict, that nobody will do contrary to what you will put as a bylaw. How are you going to manage the interest of your appointing authority? Please handle that. And then you will also briefly tell us how long is your tenure going to take? That is just for curiosity anyway. Proceed.
Yes, Honorable Chair, the very Honorable Chair in this case. I am sure the appointing authority may have seen my capacities to ascend to this position, to deliver for him the best. And I guess he read my mind. He must have had a photographic mind to read my mind that it is me who will deliver the best for him. So that interest, I guess, is the interest he has. And that is the interest I will pursue. And I am sure the appointing authority should be having a public interest at heart. Because it's clear in the Constitution 2010, Constitution 2010, Chapter 13, Public Service, that you cannot compromise personal interests with public interests. There shall be no conflict of interests between personal interests and public interests. And there should be no demeaning of the office. So I am sure he knows, by appointing me, he shall not have demeaned the office of the chairman in charge of the panel recruiting the commissioners, the board members, and the CEO. Secondly, he knows I don't have any personal interest on it, and I will not compromise any personal interest.
Thank you, Dr. Just on the same, the appointing authority has read minds of many nominees. I don't know how it would be rare for you to handle your issues in your own way. How do you look at it that he will treat you differently?
Honestly, I have the confidence and certitude that he will look to me differently. If I can tell you, I have never met the appointing authority since I came back to Kenya. I came back to Kenya in February. I went back to Germany a few months ago. Again, I came back 4 days ago to Nairobi. We've never met. I was appointed. That means he must have read in books. Because if you've not met somebody, you must have read in books.
Thank you very much, Daktari. Honorable William, you want a follow-up question?
Just a follow-up question. Daktari is interesting. He has mentioned something like plumbing and science. Some sort of brand. Now my question is, how are you going to separate usual pleasantries like meeting a friend to give you tea in a hotel or soda or even a friend pushing your vehicle that is maybe skidded somewhere. How do you differentiate that from a bribe during this particular time? Are you going to abstain from going to public places? Will you avoid friends? Thank you.
Through the chair, Honorable point is also so interesting. He has a rare recipe again as an ingredient. There was a time when I was recruiting for the Defunct Electoral Commission of Kenya as a staffing returning officer for Turkana North. I received a box of laminates. That was in 2005. But I did not take it for a position of a presiding officer. I did not take it. I told the person who had been given it, that was in 2005, before the constitution was delivered. I am sure that constitution was existing, but I was guided by the natural law. The natural law is the law that says you obey your conscience, follow the good, and don't allow the evil to haunt you the rest of your life. You can imagine when I was applying the natural law, the eternal law of God that time, and the Constitution of Kenya was borrowed from there as one of the points of contributions to it. I am sure I will not entertain that. Secondly, if that issue of friendship and meeting at some points, just like I can differentiate mathematics from chemistry, agriculture and maths in school, or water from oil, of course, I will take an oath of secrecy and confidentiality. Okay, that means my life will not stop. I will continue on through the chair. I am driving a car. I take children to school. I attend Turkana weddings. And some of these people, to be shortlisted, they will be there. We will live together. Some of them may even be my brothers in the same house. My wife may also come. You know, but there is a difference. You know, you've taken an office, you've taken the vow of obedience, you've signed this secrecy, something for secrecy. I will definitely have a dichotomy of the two and follow my conscience primarily.
Thank you, Atari. Honorable Nathan Patrick, please ask your question.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Chair. Atari, you'll get to understand that we shall be asking questions that move around, or the same questions as you can think. But I want the way you answer it. Some of us, we are really encouraged with the confidence you have. I have heard the honorable member for Carlo, I think was the first person to say that. So the questions we are asking, there is something we are keenly looking for. And you might think we are asking the same question, but there is something we are keenly looking for, because this is a very serious position. Though it is a seasonal position, I want to say for 1 month, 2 months, it might not be there, but there is a reason why you see this house, or other members as we are struggling to ask you questions so that we find the real person that will take this office and ensure he delivers on what this house will want to be. My question here is recruitment to the County Public Service Board is a sensitive and prone to allegations or favoritism. What measures will you put in place to ensure transparency and meritocracy? What measures will you put in place to ensure transparency and meritocracy in the recruitment process? I don't know whether you got it, Dr.
Yes, Honorable. Through the chair. I have gotten it. Thank you so much. You've repeated twice, and it's a circuit. Thank you so much. Through the chair, I know this is a sensitive position that will either deliver those who will deliver quacks, or it will deliver those who will deliver the best we need for prosperity of this country. Given a chance, I am not saying you are going to give me a chance. I am at your mercy, given a chance, and considering the sensitivity of this issue. I will definitely handle it differently. One of the best ways of handling it is setting the appropriate guidelines, or first constituting the clear guidelines for leadership, public service, and ethics with the panel, so that we distribute our roles. The chairperson, I'll definitely go for one of the persons to be under me directly, and we'll form a secretariat and definitely have the other members of the panel. Secondly, we will request all of us to be sworn in. I have heard in the past that only the chairperson is sworn in, but I will ask all of us to be sworn in, so that everybody will swallow Muma if we are going to fail. Dr. Matthew, please use the language that is understood by the panel. We are not getting to that point. Thank you. The principal aim of communication. Thank you so much. Is to make sure that the message reaches the person in the right manner. So maybe use the right words. Thank you, Honorable Chair, for your guidance. Thank you so much. What I meant, taking an oath for delivery of the recruitment, and including the oath of secrecy. That is the first step, so that we are dealing with confidential issues until we deliver. Secondly, we will definitely develop guidelines as the recruiting criteria that will be required. Thirdly, for transparency purposes, we will announce in public media, including the Kenya newspapers, Nation, Standard, and including the local TV stations, national TV stations. Thank you, Dr. Purposes. Thank you, Dr. Madi. You have handled that very well. Thank you. So you will not request to the audit to be done for these other members. It is provided for relevant statutes, so you don't have to worry about that. It is taken care of in the statutes, so that will just be in order. And so thank you for that. So I will call upon Michael again to ask this other question, and then please try to be brief, because time is not on our side. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The selection panel has strict timelines. How will you ensure timely delivery of your mandate without compromising quality? If selected, what will success look like for you at the end of this recruitment process?
Yes, through the chair, Honorable the member from Kalokol ward. Of course, it is a serious exercise, and once we are given the opportunity and sworn in, we will quickly retire to a place of serenity to develop our plan, activity plan, the whole activity plan with the timelines, resources, and that includes writing materials and digital materials that we require. And I believe we've given sufficient resources. We will make sure that our plan is implemented appropriately. Secondly, we will definitely observe strictly. We will observe the implementation plan, because there is a work plan, there is an implementation plan. And in this activity, the timeline is going to be 2 to 3 months. We will definitely develop the work plan for 3 months, and then get down to every month, get down to weeks, get down to days. You know, we cascade down to days, weeks, months, and 3 months or 4 months. And I'm sure we will. 3, we will wish to develop our rules of movement plan. When we are needed, quickly to convene a meeting to deliberate a step in the recruitment. I am sure with the bylaws we would have set that will lead us to all the panelists must meet in the appropriate place as required. There are times when probably due to some failure, challenge, maybe the rains have flooded the road, leading us to a venue in some city or in some town. We will definitely resort into digital virtual meetings, you know, as an alternative to still deliver, so that we don't waste time on anything. We want to deliver, because I'm sure the rest have already retired, and the public service board is currently vacant, only with the chairperson, you know. So we'll deliver properly and ensure, Honorable Chair, that we have them at the right time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mario. Let me usher in Honorable Rebecca Epai to ask the next questions.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I have 2 questions to ask the nominee in integrity parts. Honorable Chair, Honorable Dr. Matthew, I know the office that you are looking for is the office of the public, that different cadres of people can enter in for looking for their rights. Now you can deal with political harms. You can deal with the clients, your clients. My question is this: how will you deal with the political clans or other international influences, internal influences during the recruitment process? What conflicts of interest safeguard will you personally uphold as a chairperson? That's partly the first question, Honorable Chair. The second one, you have all different positions in public, academics, institutions, as indicated. How will you respond to a concern about integrity and impartiality, especially when handling politically sensitive recruitment in that position? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Rebecca. So, Honorable Rebecca has asked 2 questions. So the first one is, how will you deal with political, clan, or other external influences during the recruitment process? what conflict of interest safeguards will you personally uphold as a chairperson? Then the second one, you have held senior positions in public and in academia, as indicated in your resume. How do you respond to concerns about integrity and impartiality, especially when handling politically sensitive recruitments? So those are the questions Honorable Rebecca was asking.
Yeah, through the chair, thank you so much.
Honorable Rebecca Epai, thank you so much for your questions. As I said, and we all bear witness, the intensity of the questioning it is because of what it is expected of the position. I am sure that in our current society, our society is more political than ever before. Evolution has opened our minds into becoming more political. I know it's also possible that chaos may come to where recruitments may happen, probably politically motivated. These are human beings, and we must serve them. So one of the ways in which this can be handled, political and clan interference, because I also come from a clan. I also come from families with political lines. It is also possible, because I am a societal being, I am also a political being. Because I live in the police, I live in the city. Interferences from other political beings who are human beings living in these cities, in towns, and villages will come. But I will have to handle them differently this time around. One way is, if you tell me you want to give me something to motivate me to recruit you, it is null and void. It's a zone that is declared unreachable with bribes. Two, the political figures, personalities, may present their people to be shortlisted. I cannot chase people away, you know. Even when we are approaching somebody for marriage, they will refuse you, you know. Even for me, they will ask me, but it's up to me, you know, based on chapter 6 and my oath that I would have taken to separate what is right and what is wrong. And thirdly, I would definitely remind the political personalities to maintain their line of work, and I also maintain my, but in a polite manner, because we are holding positions that don't require you to be harsh as well. That is where the psychological managers are required to be applied, so that you can handle others well, but you don't really mean that you want to give them what they want, not necessarily. We are human beings. Today I am the chairman, tomorrow you are the chairman, you know. But again, following the Constitution, chapter 6 on leadership and integrity, I will definitely follow professional ethics, and I will definitely, I know I am going to be accountable to it. I have to be transparent as much as it is possible, and we follow the norms that is required, so that all of us responsibly together as a county will deliver the people that will bring us the best for the betterment of our public service in Turkana. I am sure in near future, the public service of Turkana, if we deliver the best, will shine across the country if somebody has to award county service across Kenya. The second question was on the response to the concern about impartiality and integrity in handling this sensitive office. Of course, I have said before about what is required of public servant, because when you take an oath, you definitely become either a public servant or a state officer. So definitely, I have to be balanced. I have to be non-partisan for this position. Goodness enough, I am not affiliated to any party. Just a neutral person. When the rest of the people in Kenya were going for 2022 politics, I was busy in Germany doing my research. I was not there. I only came in February. I went back. I came 5 days ago. So I am not in touch with so much. The first time now I'm meeting them, even this week when I came, it's today. So we will do the work that will be required, and with impartiality and non-partisanship of any kind. The integrity begins with refusal of bribes, refusal of nepotism, only going for professional moral ethics. You know, people to apply for the job, they qualify, we recruit them, they get the job, they don't lose the job, the jobs are few.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew, you have handled that question. I know you will be interacting with the politically exposed persons. Those are politicians, eh? You will be exposed to those people. So there is no way you will deal with the political environment and those people, you get them there. They are part of the environment. So you have delved into that question so much, and because of time, we will let me usher in Honorable Ruth Erwan to ask that question.
Thank you, Chair. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a few questions. I want to ask you some few questions. We can proceed. Can you share an example from your past leadership role where you have upheld fairness despite external pressure?
Correct. That is the question. The question is, can you share an example from your past leadership roles where you upheld fairness despite external pressures? That is the question the Honorable Member is asking. You can proceed.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair and Honorable Questioner Rose. Thank you, Madam Honorable Rose. There are a number of instances where I have really handled such a similar situation. In 2004, with mass and public recruitment, 2004 and 2006, with mass recruitment of registration clerks for Electoral Commission, the defunct Electoral Commission of Kenya, headed by Mr. Kibuitu that time. Whenever I was a registration officer in Turkana North, there were situations in which the former honorable councillors could present their people to be employed, and based on the kind of level of the job that time, you only needed to show that you had done KCC. And in all those instances, anybody who had ever got below a D+, I could not employ. You know, because the criteria was we employ people with D+ and above, but you could get people with C- or more. So the best I could do was to ensure those who had C- would come in. Secondly, there was a time I was also working for the national government, and some officers who were ahead of me, they were eating people's allowances for the casuals. allowances for the cashiers, including mine, I decided to resign. You know, because I engaged for some time, and some people died. Some people died because they were relying on, they were sick, terminal illnesses, you know, that require food, you know. And because they were under my department, and I knew their allowances were not being given to them for around 6-7 months, somebody was eating them, I left. And I went to the NGO world. So those are some of the few instances where I have become fair after handling, and when I realized it was going to be a burden on me, you know, I gave up so that these people can go directly, those who are my bosses, and demand their rights. Now that I was going to be victimized for what I was not in. So those are a few instances where I have stood alone to defend the rights, or really to be counted for the people.
Thank you, Dr. Mario. Honorable members, I think we have come to the end of questions. If there are any other follow-up questions, this is the opportune time to ask. Okay, Dr. Matthew, I think we have come to the end of our vetting session, and we want to ask you if you have anything you wish to ask or bring to the attention of this committee. We want to give you an opportunity to at least ask or say anything.
Yes, Honorable Chair and the Honorable Members of the Public Appointments Committee, Turkana County Assembly. I wish to assure you, I know the journey is really long, it is intense, but I will do my best to deliver what is expected by the people of this county, by the oversight authority of who are oversighting the executive, and so that we have the best public service board members, the best public service board, and the CEO to take, together with the chairperson of the board who is already existing, the civil service recruitments ahead. Well, I am sure there can be challenges. At the time when there are challenges, I will consult primarily with stakeholders, because it is a public service position. When there is a challenge, it is good to consult. And the oversight authority here, and the executive and other stakeholders are also part of the system. I'm only the head of it, but all of us are together. So whenever I require any support, I will come back and get advice from everybody who is stakeholding to ensure that leadership and integrity and delivery of these members and the CEO is well done. Thank you a lot for vetting me. You are honorable members, really. My first time to be in the County Assembly of Turkana, and I don't really demean the personalities in the honorable members here together, honorable men and honorable women. Thank you so much for vetting me. You know your role, and you've also reminded me. I have learned a lot also from you. And there are people I've also known who have also been very good, and they're here. and the rest also are very good. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Magi. As a committee on appointment, the committee shall retreat. We shall retreat to write a report, and that report will present it to the House for approval or disapproval. So that we shall do, and the outcome of the county assembly of this vetting will be relayed to the appointing authority. Any resolution of this House will relate to the appointing authority. So, Dr. Matthew, we want to thank you for at least giving us your best. We have listened to the examples you have been giving, the scenarios, all that stuff. We really appreciate, and we want to thank you for giving us your best. And at this juncture, wish to call upon the Sergeant at Arms to escort Dr. Matthew out with all the documents. Return to him. So confirm if you have all the documents so that you don't leave, we don't want to leave you restless without your documents. So, thank you so much for your time. You can escort me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.